Hello future tech leaders, I am Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
Now, what is the cybersecurity? Any idea? In every organization nowadays, right? We are having the cybersecurity configuration and all right. Because even this identity and access management and other components, which we will be seeing it in the ping fund, right? And as well as the ping duct, right? Everything will comes under the cybersecurity only. Cybersecurity is nothing. But let's say, like normally, if you take a security right, normal security. Normally security is nothing, but it's protecting something basically right. It's going to protect something. What kind of? What is it is protecting actually? Basically, it may be like a data, or it may be like a whole application, or it may be like a network. It is protecting, or it is protecting the machine which the users are trying to access. It right. It may be anything. But in the whole overall picture, if you see it, it is protecting something actually. That is cybersecurity. What I mean, from home it is protecting actually. Nowadays we are all working from home, right? Nowadays, like everywhere, everything I can able to access it over the internet. Actually, right? For example, let's say you want to purchase something you want to purchase a laptop, means you can able to purchase laptop through the Amazon, the commercial websites itself. Actually, if you want to purchase a TV, means you can also do it online itself, right? Similarly, if you want to access any mailbox, means previously like 15 years before or 20 years before, means you need to have a like desktop with you, and then with the internet access you need to do it. Actually, that is also you need to connect over the Ethernet cable and all right. But nowadays everything is seamless, and then everything is wireless. Actually, right. Whatever the feasibility, you are having it actually. For example, the technology is improving day by day actually. And then you can also access anything over the mobile phone itself. Actually, right. Whatever the feasibility, you are having it. But the usage also, it's getting increasing, right? Based on that, like your risk of getting your personal information also will be getting increased. Actually, the feasibility and usage is also getting increased. Based on that, the risk of getting your personal information or getting your personal details or hacking your personal details, right? Those are all will be getting. The risk is also getting increased seamlessly actually. For example, if you take a personal, means that is fine. Personal is that is fine. Commercial is different. But if you take it as an organization. Perspective means, for example, let's say like banking services. Banking services means they are providing lot of different banking services, right? For example, let's say what kind of information the banking services will have: the account, the details of their consumers, and then the employee details of the bank. And then what are the client information about the bank actually? The account information, credit card details, debit card details, the account transaction detail. Everything should be safeguarded. These are all confidential information to the banking services actually. But if you take a financial services, means, for example, the top 4 big organization, right? KPMG, GOUI. These are the top 4 big organization, right? These are all financial organization. Financial means They are giving the financial services to other organizations, actually, right? For example, financial means their audit records there, like financial records, will be confidential to them, actually, right? That these are all like a financial services. They are providing it, actually, right? If you take a like healthcare industry spins, like health insurance companies, or like pharmaceutical industries, or like a hospitals, right? What those kind of, everywhere, we need to protect something. Actually, they need to protect their confidential information. You can think about. This is a pharmaceutical industry. Why they need to protect their information? Because pharmaceutical industries means, for example, if you take a AstraZeneca or Pfizer, pharmaceutical industries, right? These are all top pharmaceutical industries around the world. Actually, they are providing the COVID vaccine detail, COVID vaccines and all, right? Those kind of details that confidential to them, actually, right? Even if it is a pharmaceutical or automobile or like a banking services or financial services, everywhere the cybersecurity unit nowadays came into the existence. Why? Because like they need to protect their informations, actually protect their client informations, or like protect their confidential data, actually, because nowadays we are all working from everything connected over the internet. Actually, any like nowadays, if you want to get into another person's personal details, means you can able to easily get it, actually, right? That is why they are having a cyber security unit pro to protect every organization from the unknown attacks. Actually, it may be like a cyber attack, or it may be like a hacking, or it may like a vulnerability, or it may be like a click jacking or clickbait, anything. It will protect the organizations and then their confidential information. Actually, it's not for only protecting the data, it is protecting the data, also the application, also the network. Basically, it's protecting everything inside a single organization. Actually, you need to follow certain kind of a industry security standard. Actually, for example, if you take a Pfizer pharmaceutical industry, means they will have a cyber setting. They must have, because each government, they are providing a lot of security, ISO standards, international security standards, and all is there, right? Everywhere the rules and regulations are there. You need to follow it, then only they will give a approval. Actually, if you're not following it, if you are not compliance with them, then it will be a risk for your organization. Even though if you are starting any kind of organization, means you need to follow certain kind of rules and regulation to protect your client information. Actually, right? Then only you are compliant with their rules and regulations or any industry standards. They are having the government of each country. They are having it. Actually, if you're not compliant, means then your organization will be in a trouble, actually. That's why even though if you are having, even though if you are having a less number of employees or less number of client information, also you are having a client information, you are holding a client information. You need to protect that kind of a confidential details. Actually, that is the nasty cybersecurity. That is to not see cybersecurity security, actually. Now the next one, the components of the cybersecurity. Actually, if you take a components of cybersecurity, means there are 5 different components. The cybersecurity has been differentiated. Actually, as I already mentioned, it is not only protecting the data or application. It is protecting all things inside the organization, right? That has been differentiated into 5 components. Obviously, the first one, everyone knows, actually, that is known as the data security. Actually, the data security is nothing but obviously, what is the data? Basically, any idea, any sort of information. Basically, anything you say information. It may be like any information. Your password is one of the information. Your EID is one of the user EID is one of the information. For example, let's say like you are sending a message to somebody. That is also one of the information. Actually, your account details is one of the information. Your credit card details, debit card details or financial records or your health insurance policy number policy details, or like for example, your life insurance policy details or your like banking record. The statement, everything is the information. Actually, data security is nothing, but it's basically securing the data. If you take it as an organization, the account information, those are all your personal information. Actually, if you take an organization means, for example, let's say like, if you're working in TCS or if you're working in WebPro, you said you are working in Bank of America, right? Your employee details, the first name, last name, your email address, right? They will be storing it in some kind of a storage. Actually, right. In that storage, you'll be having the password also, right? The user password, how they are storing the password, how they are managing the password. That is also comes under the data security. They never store the password in a plain text format. Actually, each user person, Bank of America, it is a top organization, right? It may be like a lot of employees working in the Bank of America, for example. If you take a thesis, means nearly 500,000 employees are there around the world, actually, right? Each user's password they need to protect. Actually, they will never store the password in a plain text. Data security is nothing, but they are not going to store the information in a plain text. They will be converting the plain text into a non-readable format. Actually, that is known as the encryption. Encryption is nothing but changing a plain text format into a non-readable format or hashed format or encrypted format. You can have it anything you want, actually encrypted or hashed or like a non-readable format. Actually, how they are encrypting the data, right? By using certain kind of there are two algorithms. Everyone knows symmetric, and yes, symmetric means using a single key, right? One key, for example, let's say you are sending a message to somebody. You don't want me to see what is the content in that message. What you are doing, you are converting the message into a non-readable format by using one kind of password or encryption key or anything, right? And then somebody can able to needs to read the message, right? She cannot be able to read it because it is encrypted format. She can able to decrypt and then read it. How she can able to decrypt? Using the same key, using the same password, she can able to decrypt. But what if I get that key actually? If I get the key means I can also read what is there in the message. Actually, that is known as a symmetric algorithm. Using a single key, but it is faster. It is good, but still there is a disadvantage. If third person or third party person got the key means what will happen? Then that will also give a problem, actually, right? Your data will be at a risk. Actually, if like most of the organizations are having this kind of a issue, actually what they did, right? They are having an asymmetric algorithm. Actually, asymmetric algorithm is using two keys, public key and private key. You'll be encrypting using one key. She can able to decrypt by using the private key or public key, whatever they want. Actually, that private key no one will have the access. Actually, it will be in a secured storage. Actually, even in a real time, also everything will be done based on the asymmetric algorithm. Only, for example, that is the short 256 standard hashing algorithm, 256-bit. Actually, that means encrypting the data by using two different keys, that is known as T, like a asymmetric algorithm. Nowadays, most of the organization, like 99.9%, they have changed it to the asymmetric algorithm. The real-time example, we can say that is the last digital certificates, actually the digital certificates. We are having it right. You know what is a digital certificate? Normally, what is a certificate actually? Any idea? A certificate is something like which we keep the data, and then based on the trust we use is certificate. For example, let's say when you are joining a Bank of America, right on the first day, they will ask for your degree certificate, right? Why they are asking for a degree certificate? Any idea? To acknowledge. I mean, not to. It's not like acknowledge. Basically, they have to verify the identity. Exactly, they will ask for. They will have certain kind of a criteria, right? You need to. You should have to complete it and good in degree or something like that, right? Then only they can able to onboard you or employ you, right? For example, let's say how you can able to prove yourself that you have completed this degree and in this particular year or something like that, right? How you can able to prove yourself. Your certificate is acting as a proof. It is acting as, your certificate is acting as a trust. Actually, it is acting as a proof that they can able to trust you, that you have completed this particular degree, that they can able to employ you. Actually, that is no last thing like that is a certificate, normal certificate. You are having it actually. What is a digital certificate? Digital certificate is nothing, but it is available virtually. Not as a physically, it is virtually. That by using the digital certificate, you can able to prove yourself, or it may be like anything to enable the trust. Basically, there are three things the certificate can able to enable. One is that is known as the integrity. That is known as the confidentiality and authenticity. That means you are having a degree certificate, means you are proving your authenticity. That means you are an authentic person, that you can able to, they can able to trust you, and then they can able to employ you. Right? That is the authenticity. You are proving yourself, right? This digital certificate that is used to author. Enable the trust actually, right? In order to enable the trust, for example, let's say this is like an official website of a Sony actually, right? For example, if you want to purchase something, let's say you want to purchase something here like earphones, or like you want to purchase a PlayStation 5, or like some kind of a camera or something like that. If you want to purchase something here, you need to do the online payment option, right? When you are doing the online payment option, how you can able to do the online payment? By using the credit card or debit card or internet banking credentials, right? How you are trusting this website? They are not taking your credentials, actually credit card details or debit card information or any details. Actually, it is because it's being secured with the certificate, exactly because that is a lock symbol is there in the top left hand side corner, right? If you click on this one, that is a connection is secure. If you click on the connection is secure, right? You will be able to see the certificate. Actually, this is the digital certificate that is used to secure the website. This is a website that we can call it as a how. Why we are using the certificate means that you can able to trust this website. This is an online top commercial website. Actually, you can able to do purchase something online payment option, because if you want to purchase a camera, means it's like nearly 1 lakh rupees, right? You are investing a 1 lakh rupees, means it's like a too much high actually, right? But we need to be careful, right, when you are purchasing not only on the Sony set. I'm saying it is for the Amazon or Netflix subscription. We are having it actually Amazon Prime or Art Store, everywhere. We are doing the online payment only, right? For example, YouTube Premium, or Flipkart. If you want to purchase something, Swiggy, Zomato, right, everywhere online, whatever the online payment, you are having it, right? You need to trust that website actually. How we can able to trust it based on the certificate? Actually, if that is no certificate, you never ever, we should not give our confidential details. Actually, confidential information means, let's say for example, let's say like credit card details or debit card details, or your username and your password to log in into the application, right? We should not give our own information. The PIN number, right? Those details. We should not give it actually. That is why you could see the certificate is having some kind of a validity from this month to that month. And that kind of a validity will be there. This is like a secured site. We can call it as how we can able to secure it by using the certificate. Actually, if you click on the all right, just click on that shop at SAML there. If you click on that website, you can able to see there are two options. You can able to access the web application, a web service like a browser-based application, HTTPS, and then the step actually. Steps is nothing but step over the secured layer. Step means non-secured layer actually. For example, let's say you are accessing a YouTube account. For example, here also, you are accessing shop at SAML, right? When you are accessing it, you are getting the response in the browser, right? Like all the products, it is displaying it, right? You are the client. Actually, the request is starting from your mission. Your mission is the source. What is the destination? Shop at SAML server, that is the application, right? Do you know what is a 7 layer of the network actually? We have presentation layer. Yes, we don't need every layer. Actually, we don't need that. Basically, just there are like 7 layers. Are they right? When you are trying to access how the data is being transmission exactly, your request will go through each and every component and reach the application. Like that is the application server level. That is the shop at SAML actually, right? And then the shop at SAML giving the response back to your client. Actually, the request will go, the response will come actually even when if you want to purchase something, you will be giving you will be giving your credit card details or debit card details. That is the request. It's going with your credit card information to that particular server. Actually, with the same network components. Only if you are accessing on the step. If you are accessing the application on step means that your request is going through all the network component. It will go as a non-encrypted one. Actually, it will go as a non-encrypted one if anyone. If a hacker tries to intercept the request, means they can able to easily intercept it and then they can able to get your details. This is how each and every you are. They are taking our information actually based on mostly on the height only. At the same time, if you are accessing on the heads, right, your certificate will protect you. It will create a secure tunnel, actually the same component. It will go the request. It will go through the same components only but in a secure tunnel. Actually, if anyone tries to intercept, it means they cannot be able to do that because the certificate is protecting you. The certificate is acting as a trust actually, right? That is known as the steps. That's why every organization, everyone we are requesting to use the steps over the step actually. We cannot expect everyone to use. Everyone should use the steps, right? Some people by mistake. They may put step actually, but even though if you put nowadays, right, the modern solution, the modern applications, even though if you put step, it will automatically redirect to the steps one. For example, let's say the Sony site. Actually, this is a top commercial website if you put app and if they are allowing the app, right, that non-secure one. What will happen actually? They could able to see the data exactly. The market will downright because this is a top commercial tool, and if the information is getting out, they are allowing the hat tip over the internet means what will happen? The market will get reduced, right? The Sony market will get crash, actually, right? That is why every top application, even in the small applications, also they are only redirecting to the height automatically. Actually, they are not enabling the height app at all. Actually, even in the ping directory or PingFederate also. We never ever do the head up actually. That is why we will also use a certificate. Actually, that is also one part in the PingFederate and ping directory. That is why we are seeing this kind of a certificates actually, and we never ever enable the head peep. PingFederate by default. It never all over the tape. Actually, in ping directory, we will be choosing the option to enable the hate tabs, not to enable the hate epi. We will be seeing it when we do the installation of the ping directory. You can able to understand where we are enabling the hate tips actually. But for PingFederate, automatically it will take it. There is no other specific configuration at all. It's not required actually everywhere we need to allow. Even in when you are configuring any application in the PingFederate, right? We should not accept any application with dash tape. Actually, we'll ask him please enable the hate tape and come back to us later like that. We will say to them here, this is for the website certificate, right? This is you are seeing. This is a website you accessing in the browser actually, and the certificate you are seeing, this is not a web server cell certificate actually. Similarly, there are different. Your machine certificate is there. You developed one kind of a code, right, in order to protect that code. Also, there is a certificate there actually. Similarly, your user certificate is also there. Actually, application certificate is there. Basically, different types of certificates are there. Even in PingFederate. Also, there are 3 different types of certificates. We will be using it actually. We will see that. We will see those kind. What kind of certificates are? We are using it in the PingFederate. The ping, that also. It's the same thing. One said we will be using it in the ping directory also. Actually, the certificate is mandated for whatever the application. Currently, we are all working right. Whatever the tool, even though if it is a single sign on tool, or even if it's a privileged access management tool, or if it is a held up tool, or anywhere the certificate is must, actually it's like part of our life. Actually, without circuit, we cannot be able to live our life. Actually, that kind of option came. I mean, nowadays, basically, this is known as the data security. Basically, like data security handles the certificate. That means if you see it as an overall picture, which is used to encrypt the data, that's all. Or protecting the data or protecting the information by using the digital certificates. Basically, the next one that is known as the second one is the security operations. Basically, what is the security operation? Security operation means it's not like operating the security. What are the operations? We are doing it under the security. It's like, the word suggests is like what are the operations we are handling at the security level. It's like the same thing, but at the network level also we can call. For example, there are 3 components. One is firewall, another one is proxy, another one is like an endpoint security. Actually, firewall, proxy and endpoint security, firewall is nothing. But you know what is a firewall, right? We can also call it as a firewall is a first layer of your security or first layer of a defense. Actually, firewall is nothing, but what is that? It's a first layer of a defense. In your network, we are blocking your application in the first layer itself, starting point itself actually. No, it's not later. Actually, it's layer. First layer of a defense. First layer means it's a starting point. Basically, where your application is starting in the network, right? You're accessing the application. That is where it is getting started, right? In that starting point, it should be our blocking actually. In firewall, we can able to write the rules actually. Write the rules means to allow this particular IP address, not to allow this particular IP address like that. For example, let's say we can able to understand what IP address, we can able to trust what kind of IP address. We need to block it, right? Those kind of IP address, we can put it there in the firewall to allow it. If the hacker tries to act, the application means he will be accessing from the unknown IP address only, right? Not the unknown IP address, right? Unknown IP address means we can block it at the firewall level itself. Actually, that means first layer itself. They can able to receive the error called site can't be reached, that kind of error. They will be receiving it actually. For example, let's say you are accessing inside your organization network. Actually, you are in office, actually certain kind of application. You may not access you. You will be receiving. Site can't be reached because you are in the trusted organization. You cannot access certain kind of illegal application. That means if they are protecting your firewall, basically. That is known as the firewall. Then what is a proxy? A proxy is nothing, but let's say like in our college days, right? You put the leave for college actually, but you don't want to. You don't want to take a leave on that particular day. What you are doing? You are asking your friend instead of you. Your friend is giving attendance on behalf of you. Actually, that is known as the proxy that turns. Actually, that means instead of you, someone is covering for you. Actually, right? That is on a proxy. Similarly, instead of exposing the original IP address of an application over the network, we will be a kind of a dummy IP address or virtual IP address to the internet that even though if the hacker like overcome the firewall and they reach the proxy, means they won't get the original IP address actually. They will get only the dummy IP address actually or virtual I, but they cannot be able to understand. What is that one actually? That is that kind of assigning instead of exposing the original IP address, we will be assigning some kind of a dummy IP address that is known as the proxy. Actually, someone is covering for some other IP address is covering for the original IP address. That is the second layer of a defense. Actually, after the firewall, if you take a data means data is the last layer actually. Firewall is the first layer, then the proxy, then the next one is endpoint security. Endpoint security is totally like a different from whatever we have seen. Firewall or proxy, actually endpoint security means, antivirus or semantic endpoint protection. Install some kind of software installed in your laptop, right? Organization. Have you seen that one? Why they have installed those kind of antivirus or like semantic endpoint productions actually? It's a kind of a defender. Sorry, I didn't get you. Could you just come in? It's a kind of a defender. It's not like a defender. We can say it's like it will track your configurations actually. For example, let's say like you are accessing some kind of a by mistake, you are accessing exactly, it will monitor your activity over the browser. Also, let's say like you are downloading some software from unknown sources. Actually, it will block you or it will also monitor you actually. Why? Because by mistake, we clicked on some kind of unnecessary or illegal websites or something like that, right? Why we need that? Because in your organization laptop, you may have certain admin access also, right? You may have the access to the confidential data actually from where you are accessing those information. You will be accessing in your organization laptop only Right from your machine only you will be accessing. Actually, what if you just access any kind of a clickjack, or if you are accessing some kind of illegal website, the virus has been installed in your machine. Means what will happen from that machine? It will create a chain reaction actually, because you are connected over the network, right? It will create a chain reaction from your machine. They can able to get into a real RADP, your confidential server. From that server, it will go to another server. From that server, it will go to the another machine, actually another laptop from that one. It will create a lot of chain reaction actually. Then overall, if you see all over, I mean all the devices over the network, it will get hacked. That is why like we are having this kind of a endpoint security methods. Actually, you are monitoring your activity, and as well as blocking your unnecessary clickjack or any kind of unnecessary websites actually, because we cannot expect everyone to follow the, I mean, there is a rule, and rules and regulations are there, right? I mean, in your organization laptop, you cannot access the Gmail, or like, for example, let's say like the Yahoo mail, or like, the personal mailbox, or like, you cannot access the torrent websites, or you cannot download anything, right? Because from we don't know like which website will have the virus, right? That's why they are blocking those kind of things at the and the various level itself. Actually, that is known as the like our endpoint security which we are having. It actually the next one that is not nasty. The next one that is known as the network security. Do you know what is a network? Basically, network is also having three things. Actually, internet, internet, intranet, and then extranet. Actually, internet, intranet, and extranet. Actually, internet is nothing. But what is the internet basically? Internet is nothing but that is the accessing the application over the public network. Let's say you are now you are in your home, right? You can able to access anything from your home, because if you are in the public Wi-Fi like your home network, or you are like a Starbucks Wi-Fi network, right? If the application accessible over the public network means, then that is known as the internet. Actually, internet access. Then the next one, intranet. Intranet means, let's say you are inside the Bank of America office location, actually inside your location, and then you are connected over your Ethernet cable. Actually, that is known as the intranet. Your application you are accessing over your you are connecting into your organization network over the Ethernet cable, that you are available at the office physically. That is known as the intranet actually, right? For example, let's say you went to the Bank of America and then connecting your laptop through the internet cable, and then accessing the application, then it will become the intranet, because you are inside the trusted network of Bank of America, right? Borate. Then extranet. Nowadays we are all working from home, right? We cannot be able to go to the office because of the COVID situation at all. How we can able to access the application which is there, in which is allowed over the internet? Only actually how we have accessed it. There is an option. You are still connecting to the network over your public Wi-Fi only, but you are connecting to the office LAN network or organization LAN network through virtually, not as a physically. Not as a through the Ethernet cable, or not as a physically. You are connecting virtually. That means by using the VPN, which will private. You are still connecting the public Wi-Fi only. You are still connecting to the public Wi-Fi only, but you are connecting over the organization network virtually. Actually, that is known as the VPN, that we are calling it as an extranet. Nowadays, most of the applications we are using that is the PIN only, because we are all working from home. For the past 3.5, I think for the past 2 years. I never went to the office. Actually, basically, like I'm connecting over the VPN. Actually, now this is known as the network security, basically. Now, the next point that is known as the security intelligence and event monitoring, in short form, SIEM. We can call it as a SIEM, security intelligence and event monitoring in short form. Yes, I am event monitoring, right? I mean, most probably you might have heard about this word. Actually, even monitoring, there are like a lot of different monitoring tools are available, right? The SIEM actually, if you know, the CRADA, the Splunk, or like a client agent, right? I mean, if you are having the admin access, we need to monitor your account, right? We need to monitor your activities, whatever you are doing inside the application or inside the server, right? Why? Because you are having the full access, whatever the activity you are doing, adding, deleting or updating. Every audit records you need to be, whatever the records you are doing, it should be audited properly, right? In order to monitor everything, we are using certain kind of a third party tools. Actually, Splunk is one of the best tool around the market. Actually, that is also one of the costliest tool also. CRADA is also there. And then the cloud was, there is a Oz Cloud Watch agent nowadays. This is also like one of becoming a good solution for that good solution. Even monitoring techniques, actually SIM tool. Basically, CRADA is the old tool that has been replaced with Splunk now. Splunk is the best tool I would prefer actually. I mean, all the organizations are using the Splunk, one Splunk. Why we are seeing all these different securities? Actually, everywhere it's connecting with the PingFederate or Ping, that the certificate will be using it, the monitoring tool will be using it. The network security of, obviously that will be the most important. The internet or intranet or extranet, obviously the firewall, proxy, endpoint security, that is also will come automatically with the security operations. These are all will be handled by different team. Actually, for example, certificate will be handled by a different certificate team. It should be there. Security operations mean the firewall team should be there. Similarly, the network team should be there. And then the monitoring team also will be there. We will be connecting with each and every team to consuming their services actually. Then the final one, the most important one, that we will be considering take into the consideration, that is known as the application security. We have seen one for data, that is protecting the information. One for the network, one for over the network. We have seen that is the security operations. Then the monitoring. Also, we have seen one is missing, that is known as the application security. What is it? Application security. Securing the whole application. How we can able to secure the whole application? Any idea? As through certificate protecting the application in the ping2. No, nothing like that. No, nothing like that. Actually, securing the whole application is nothing but to enable the authentication mechanism. Actually, authentication or authorization. Basically, that is known as the application security. For example, nowadays, we cannot live our own life, right? Without, have you ever think about any life without username and password nowadays? Nowadays, daily, for example, let's say like daily, like whatever you are doing, right? Have you ever think about any kind of let's say like coming without using a username and password? Actually, we will be using the username and password right to a login into the Yahoo Mail or Gmail or Facebook.com or Twitter or Instagram or like Amazon or Netflix or like Flipkart, every application where on your personal. This is like a personal, and if you take it as official, that is also you will be having the email address and password you need to put. Not only not only the persons who are working in information technology, but the persons who are working in backing there, they are also law. They need to use their username and password. Like even the teachers, they need to log in into their school websites. Or they need to provide their attendance or leave. Or everywhere there is even with this is official work, or even if it is a personal work, without username and password, nothing is there. Actually, even if you want to transact any amount from one person to another person, means you need the PIN details. Actually, if you want to purchase something, you need the PIN details. Actually, if you want to send a you want to send a Google Pay or something, you need a PIN number. Actually, if you want to for example, if you want to access your mobile phone, you need a PIN number, right? Or you need a fingerprint authentication. Or if you are using iPhone, means you need a face authentication. Also, right? That is also not enough. Actually, inside that, when you want to try to access the Facebook application, you need to put the username and password. If you want to access the WhatsApp WhatsApp will be accessible by using the mobile number only. But inside that one, also a lot of people to protect that personal information. They will put a app lock security thing. That is also having a PIN number. Actually, how many authentications daily we are having it? Actually, how many username and password we are we are remembering every day actually one username and password for Facebook, one username and password for Twitter, one username and password Gmail, one username and password for Yahoo, one username and password for your banking credentials, PIN number for Google Pay, PIN number for Paytm, PIN number for your net banking credentials, right? How many kind of a username and password we are? All because like that kind of a situation. We are the one who made this situation, because everywhere our technology is also improving. But it's easier way to get our personal details also actually. For example, nowadays everyone is easily guessing our passwords actually right. That is one of the negative or disadvantages also. We are all facing it, right? For example, let's say you are sending a message to Sumaji, something like, hey, please suggest me a good mobile phone. She is suggesting to purchase iPhone. Actually, the next second you will be getting an advertisement related to iPhones, actually in a different application, not in the WhatsApp, in a different application over the Google Chrome, or over the a Facebook, or over the Yahoo Mail or Gmail. Everywhere you will be receiving the. How come the WhatsApp is a different organization? How come you are receiving the advertisement in the Google Chrome browser? Actually, right? Everything is being exchanged. All your information's in the back end. They are tracking your access, for example, sorry, that's fine. I can understand. In your WhatsApp, it is pro. It is saying that you are your chat information is encrypted over end to end. No one cannot be able to read your chat actually, right? That is kind of information they are giving it actually, but really that they cannot be able to read it. Actually, if anyone in the back end of WhatsApp organization, Mark Zuckerberg having the algorithm to track your information, how come? They are saying it is end to end encrypted actually, but how come the Google it's getting your information, whatever, getting your chat information, right? There is in the back end, there is an algorithm is running to track your chat also, right? There is some person in the back door. They are getting your chat information also. Everywhere. It's not like a secured one. Actually, our personal information or our personal chat with our loved ones or anything everywhere. It's not like a secured, because everything we are accessing over the internet only, actually, right? That is in order to protect things. We are just simply protecting the application based on the username and password. Only that, if it is a WhatsApp or Twitter, those are all our personal information. Only that's not that much kind of, we were talking about the application security, right? In this application security, under that we are also having that like for example, identity and access management, right? Identity and access management means there are two parts under identity and access management. One is identity management and then the access management. Basically, identity management means basically in any organization, right? I will follow certain kind of a structure to manage the users. Actually, to manage the users, basically, in order to follow certain kind of a structure to manage the employees or consumers or like a partners of an organization inside. Partners of an organization inside a single, not only for a one application, it may be like a for all the application inside the organization. Basically, to manage the employees of an organization, partners of an organization, and as well as the consumers of an organization actually. In order to manage it, we are having the identity and access management, how we can able to identify, do the identity management to create a digital profile for you. Actually, to create a digital profile for a single person, for example, if you are working in TS or Wipro, means you are having your TS mail letters and Wipro, right? For example, TC's mail letters and then the password, right? For example, based on your first name and last name. If your first name is Sumate and last name is Kalimit, means based on your first name and last name, they will create your digital profile. Actually, they will create a mail address, username, employee ed, and then the password. Actually, that is known as the identity management. Basically, they will be identifying you as a user, basically. Based on your first name and last name, they will create a digital profile for you. Only one profile for a single user. There won't be any kind of a duplicates are available in the identity management. Actually, how they can manage it based on the data store, based on the lead app, right? To store the users basically. That is a LDAP we will be seeing. That is not a shipping directory, we will be seeing it. Actually, then the access management. Access management will have two parts. One is authentication, another one is authorization. Actually, authentication, we all know, right? Authenticating user based on the username and password. If you are typing the correct username and password, you can able to log in into the application. Actually, right. If you want to access the Facebook.com, means you need to provide your email address and then the password, right? If you provide the correct username and password, then you can log in. If you are typing the wrong credentials, means then you cannot be able to access it, right? It will throw an error, right? That is known as the authentication. Under authentication only, there are two things. We will be seeing it. That is known as a single sign-on, that is the SSO, and then the multi-factor authentication method. In our training, we will be seeing the identity management, that is the lead app. And then we will be seeing the single sign-on the MFA by using the tool called PingFederate. Actually, then what is the authorization? Authorization is nothing, but even though you are typing the correct credentials, let's say like leave application. Let's say you are working in certain kind of organization. You are having a leave application in your organization, right? Leave application is nothing, but let's say like you can able to apply your leave, right? But for example, let's say you are a team leader or you are a manager of 10 people. Actually, you can able to apply your leave actually, and then you can able to approve your team members leave also actually, right? If your team member apply any leave, means you can able to approve their leave also, right? but you cannot be able to approve your own leave. Actually, you cannot be able to do that. Your manager will do that, right? That is kind of a different authorization. You are having inside the same leave application, one page, apply leave, you are having the access. Approve leave, you are having the access, but you cannot approve your only right. You cannot be able to have the access for that. Actually, that is known as the authorization. Some application you may have access. Some application you may not have access. Actually, some application you will be having the read-only access. Some application you won't be. Having the read-only means you can able to read everything inside the application, but you cannot do any changes inside the application. Some application you may be the admin of the application. That means you can do everything inside the application. But somebody having only read-only means she cannot be able to do anything inside the application. Different kind of a like authorization mechanism, right? That is known as the authorization based on the access part. Actually, that will be done by the different tools. Ping authorize is there, ping access is there. Those are all like a different tools are available in the market. Actually, in identity and access management, three parts: identity management and access management. Under access management, two parts: authentication and authorization. Single sign-on multi-factor authentication, and then the in identity management, that is the LDAP to store the user details. Actually now, if you see it as a whole picture of the cyber security, data security certificate to protect the information or to trust the information. Encrypt the data by using two different keys. Then fire security operation means firewall, proxy and endpoint security. Network security means internet, and then the extranet. Then security, intelligence and monitoring. Monitoring means we can able to monitor your activities of any user. If you see it as a server inside the application, that means you will get a proper logs in a plain text format like that using a certain kind of a different tools actually available in the market. Then identity and access management, that will comes under the application. Security, that means enabling the security for the whole application by using the authentication and authorization mechanism inside the same application. Basically, this is how the cybersecurity structure will be available in any organization. If you go any organization around the world, right, the same structured data security, application security, network security, security operations, each thing will be managed by different team. Actually, if you are even the application security also right under that, there are three components are there. Authentication will be managed by different team. Identity will be managed by different team. Authorization will be managed by different team also actually. But here we will be seeing the PingFederate that is using the single sign on and multi-factor authentication, and also we will be seeing that is the LDAP that is known as the Ping directory. These are the two products or these are the two tools. We will be seeing it in our training actually, and also we'll be seeing the certificates. What are the different types of settings? We will be using the PingFederate and as well as the Ping directory. Also will be like we will be consuming the services of other components, but also we will be doing the major part under the single sign on multi-factor authentication and then the LDAP. Actually, each component is like a huge one actually. It's like every component is a huge ocean actually. For example, let's say like if you take a data security means certificate is not like a small topic. Actually, it's a huge topic. In PingFederate, we are using some kind of a chota, kind of a configuration. Only we are using it actually like three different type of service. We will be using it, but there are like lots of different types of certificates are available. Actually, similarly, firewall means we are not directly consuming the firewall. That is a little bit. We will be consuming it. Similarly, internet, intranet, everyone knows actually how we can able to consume those things. Similarly, we will be consuming this plug. Not all the organization will have the build-up billing to integrate the logs for the Splunk. Actually, right. You can directly see the logs inside the PingFederate itself actually. Then obviously we know we will be. Definitely we need to connect the single sign-on tool to the LDAP. That is the storage mechanism. Definitely we need that. Without LDAP or without any user store, you cannot use the PingFederate. Basically because the authentication, that is the heart of the PingFederate. That authentication, we need the user store. Actually, without that we cannot proceed with the PingFederate itself. Actually, the heart of the PingFederate, that is the authentication. I mean, so MEFA, these are all is there actually, but the heart, that is the authentication. Actually, that authentication, if you want to do the authentication, obviously we need the user store, right? We cannot store the users in the PingFederate. We cannot be able to do that. It is not a user store. We need a third-party tool to do that actually. It may be like an Active Directory, or it may be like a Ping directory, or any Open DJ, any LDAP services we can able to consuming it actually. Again, you can also consume any kind of a third-party multi-factor authentication also. We can able to consume. We will see this in this coming training actually. Understood now? All good. On the introduction part, everything is good, yes. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.